Hi guys, welcome back to Show MTB. Today we have a little bit of a different video for you. We're in our Christmas spirit, and this is going to be a holiday special presented by One Life Adventure Company. So roll that intro.
Alright guys, so as I mentioned, a little bit of different video. We're in a different setting, obviously we're not outside, we're not with our bikes, which is a little different, but always good. And today we're doing a last minute gift guide for your holiday needs. This is what to get the mountain biker in your life. So we'll start with stocking stuffers, just kind of like smaller, cheaper gifts that can fit right in the stocking and are great for your mountain biker.
And won't break the bank, most importantly.
Exactly, yes. So we'll start off with sealant, which is right here, and this is for tubeless riders, and basically what that means is you don't have one of these bulky inner tubes in your tire. There's just nothing in there. It's completely sealed by the sealant, which just makes you be able to put air in it, and it's great because you lose sealant all the time and you need to put some more in there, or something happens, you need to reseat a tire or whatever. It's great to have, and it's pretty cheap.
Next up on our stocking stuffers list, this one's a little bit more expensive. It comes in at $50, but this is for anybody who likes to do winter fat biking. They're awesome riding mittens. We'll put a picture up on the screen, but they essentially slide over your handlebars and allow you to put your hands inside for winter fat biking on snowmobile trails, or even a trail system that does the grooming so your hands stay nice and toasty.
Absolutely. Moving on to CO2 cartridges. We don't have any with us right here, but also a great cheap gift, about $25, so not super cheap, but not going to break the bank at all. And they're also for your tubeless riders. Just reinflates your tire really quickly without having to go through the trouble of using a bike pump and having to sit there and pump your bike for a couple minutes.
Next up is some colorful valve stems. Us mountain bikers, we love making our bike color coordinate and have everything match. It improves your steez and trail style. And for anybody that doesn't know what steez is, we'll pop the official mountain bike definition right here. But these essentially bust out our inner tube again. This thing right here is a valve stem, and you can essentially get them colored so that way it matches things on either your bike or your mountain biking friend's bike that you're gifting for.
Absolutely. And then sticking to the theme of color, we'll go with sticky fingers. Shout out Seth's Bike Hacks. He put us onto this. And they're basically just these colorful little pieces of rubber that go over your brake levers and just make your bike fun and colorful. And they're about $8 on Amazon for a whole pack of them. A bunch of different colors. So pretty fun.
Lastly, for stocking stuffers, us mountain bikers, we go through a lot of socks. So no mountain biker will ever deny socks as a gift. They come anywhere from like $10 to $20 depending on where you get them from and what materials they're made out of. But they come in a lot of really fun designs, and they're an awesome stocking stuffer.
Absolutely.
So moving on to some beginner gifts. These are for anybody who is looking to get into mountain biking or maybe just got into mountain biking and is looking for some relatively affordable gifts to sort of up their riding game. And starting off, we have some chain lube. There's a ton of different kinds of chain lube. I would definitely stick to a ceramic bike lubricant that is wet, not dry. Dry is a little bit more maintenance needy. You can pick this up for around $10 to $15 depending on what brand you go with. And it definitely gives the feeling that you're working on your bike a little more, get to know your bike a little more, and definitely helps with maintenance.
Absolutely. And the next thing, speaking of working on your bike, is just an Amazon multi-tool kit. And we recommend from Amazon for your beginner friends because these ones are generally less expensive, coming around to like $15 to $25. And they're beginner ones on Amazon have less to them. They have less tools, just less confusing parts that they're not going to really need or understand. But great gateway to working on your bike, as it just kind of offers some easy fix things and some couple Allen keys for you. So it's great to learn how to work on your bike and feel like you're making an impact.
All right, I promise you guys this is the last time we'll bring out the inner tube, but For a lot of beginner riders, their bikes are going to be set up with tubes, which means that you're not going to be needing sealant and you're going to be needing tubes. Tubes have a big problem where you get a lot of pinch flats or punctures, and they're not a huge deal. You just have to keep replacing tubes or keep patching tubes. Set of tubes is around $8, and they're pretty cheap, and it's going to be pretty necessary for new shredders as they're going to have a lot of punctures that they have to deal with.
Absolutely. And then the next thing you can find really anywhere is just riding shoes. And the most important part about having a good pair of riding shoes is just that they're hard soles. Because Tyler will bring up a pair of soft-soled and hard-soled pair of shoes, but the major difference is that soft-soled shoes, like your average running sneakers, will just have a soft sole, which is really prone to slipping off of your pedals and causing really bad pedal strikes, which is really bad, versus the hard soles, which will kind of grip your pedals a lot better, and you're not going to have the pedal strike, which is awesome. I actually had a run-in with a pretty nasty pedal strike in one of our previous videos. If you haven't watched the boner log video, after this video, go ahead and make sure you watch that, because pretty nasty scar. Just because I was wearing the proper shoes. I was wearing the soft-soled running sneakers and just kind of slipped right off. Got me right in the shin, which it stinks, but it's good to have some nice riding shoes. And ones we recommend for beginners especially is just Vans. I mean, most people have them.
That was great. The one that was up in front of the camera.
Yep, and that's what we wore for a while. But if you're looking to get them a more mountain biking specific shoe, 510s are amazing. They're made by Adidas, so they're really high quality. They're not crazy pricey. You can get them on sale for like $80 to $60. But they're probably usually around $120, which is not bad for shoes. It's good.
For specific models, I would go with the Stealth, or I can't quite think of the other one, but there's a lot of ones that are
we'll toss up a screen.
More expensive, and definitely for more experienced riders for like some serious shredding, and that's just not necessary for beginners. So you don't have to break the bank on this one.
Exactly.
Definitely more affordable options are still perfect.
Yeah.
Next up is definitely one of the most expensive items on this entire thing. It's a full hardtail mountain bike. For beginners who are true beginners and don't have any sort of bike, a hardtail mountain bike can be an awesome step to get them out in the trails and get them riding. We recommend Trek Marlins. They go between 1 and 10, 10 being the highest spec for like professional riders. Around a 5 to a 6 is probably the level that you want to go on, and those range from around $500 to $700 depending on where you go. Those can be pretty easily picked up at your local bike shop or on the Trek website. You can also search on Facebook Marketplace because there's a ton of those that are floating around for pretty good value. I would just watch out in terms of quality for that one, because you don't want to buy somebody a bike that's got a lot of issues with it.
And I actually started on a Trek Marlin, absolutely loved it, and it's just a great bike with great parts. But yeah, as Tyler mentioned, this can be picked up at your local bike shop, as can all of these gifts on the beginner list, just because we try to make it accessible, because you're not going to be ordering crazy parts online that you don't know what they are. I mean, it's all they can be found at even like Dick's Sporting Goods or Walmart, to just your local bike shop, which is really important to us.
Next section, or
topic
of gifts, is clothing and gear. There's a lot on this one, and a lot of it ranges in prices, so this is definitely a really good one for some nice gifts. First one, starting off with, is riding gloves. These come anywhere from around $25 to $35. You can get them to match your mountain biker's bike. And again, as we talked about with the valve stems and the sticky fingers, matching things is always awesome. I would stick with Fox, Troy Lee Designs, something of that nature. But yeah, pretty affordable and pretty awesome.
Absolutely. And then moving on to riding pants, which are a lot more expensive, from $80 to $120, but they offer a lot of steez, as we mentioned earlier. Just steez is important in mountain biking. You want to look like you know what you're doing. You want to look like a pro, even if you're a beginner. But these are just immaculate steez, if you will. But they're great. They're specifically for riding, and they're stretchy, they're breathable, and they are steezy. So if you have the budget, I would say absolutely pick up a pair of pants.
The next thing is riding jerseys. This is a bit more accessible than riding pants, a bit more affordable. Keegan's going to go grab one of our One Life Adventure Code jerseys. That's the sponsor of this channel, the sponsor of this Christmas special. They make amazing jerseys. If you head over to our Instagram, which we'll plug on the screen right here, I've taken a couple hard spills in those and never had any issues with them tearing or breaking. I even got a little bit of blood on them, and they come right out. Super high quality. Those come in around $60, but with winter sales on One Life Adventure Company's website, you can get them for a little bit cheaper. Next up on the list is a POC chesty, and when we say chesty, we mean chest protector. We'll put a picture of those up on the screen if you're not familiar with what that is. These are definitely better for some of the more experienced riders who are going to be riding a lot more tricky terrain at downhill style parks. Not super ideal for like your local trail rider or BMX shredder.
Yeah.
I know we said that steez is very important, but the only thing more important than steez is safety. So if you have a certain budget, I would definitely go for some of the more protective gear if your mountain biker doesn't have any of that kind of stuff. These come in at around $110. They could be more expensive depending on where you get them, but I definitely wouldn't cheap out on this item, as it is definitely a pretty essential safety thing. You had a pretty bad crash.
Yeah, I had a pretty bad crash. It was actually in our intro that you saw earlier. Well, we'll toss a picture of the results, but I went a little OTB over a jump, got bucked pretty hard, and landed right on my back, scratched up a bit, and that wouldn't have happened if I had the chesty, so got to give me one of those. But really important, and they offer a lot of confidence, which is really important too, because then, I don't know, just having safety equipment is really important in general. And then speaking of, also on our list, we have elbow pads and knee pads. These are also really important because they protect, the knee pads protect from pedal strikes, as we talked about earlier, not just the shoes. If it does happen, because it does happen, even if you're wearing the right shoes, you can't just protect it entirely. But protects against the pedal strikes, which is really huge. And then also elbow pads, just great to have just in case you fall. I mean, just important to stay safe on the trail. And especially if your rider is a little older. My dad rides with us all the time, and he's a great rider. But it gives him the confidence as if he does fall, because he has happened a couple times. You've seen him on our videos. But it just gives him the confidence of being able to work in the morning, which is very nice. But yeah, it's really important to have good safety gear. So, and those are about $60 to $90 for the elbows and knees.
Next up on our list, and I would say indefinitely this is the most important piece of gear if your mountain biker doesn't have one or has one that's broken, or not a very nice one, is helmets. So you can get either a full face helmet, which is what this one is right here, and these are definitely more for downhill mountain biking and some more extreme stuff. And then this is the other style. This is called a half shell mountain bike helmet, and these are definitely for more of like trail rides, cross country rides. But regardless of where you're going or what kind of riding you're doing, even if you're just bouncing out in the parking lot, you should always have a helmet on. So these are super important. Helmets come in a huge variety. Don't order any helmets off of Amazon. Fake helmets are a thing, and they do try to scam you, and they will not protect your head. So order from somewhere that's reputable. I would recommend Fox, Troy Lee Designs, or just go to your local bike shop. Full face helmets come in at around $240 to $300. Sometimes a little bit cheaper, depending on what kind of deals you can find. But again, I wouldn't cheap out. And the half shells come in at around $100 to $150.
Yep. And then the last thing on our clothing and gear category is T-shirts. T-shirts are they're great to have just for not even riding specific, just around. Just fun mountain bike T-shirts of your favorite YouTube channels or their favorite YouTube channels. Like Seth's Bike Hacks, Burn Peak has...
Or maybe even Trailhead MTV.
Trailhead MTV maybe soon. Merch drop, ?
Leave down in the comments if you're interested in maybe copying some Trail MTV merch.
Yeah, but yeah, just mountain bike T-shirts are fun to have and pretty cheap, usually around $20. So good to have. Oh yeah, and then moving on to our next category of gifts, we have tools. So as mountain bikers, we all love to work on our bikes. It's just one of the beauties of being a mountain biker, being able to fix your own bike. So we'll start with Park Tool. Tyler, go ahead and take it away.
So Park Tool is a very reputable brand in the mountain bike community. They make a lot of awesome tools. The first thing that we're going to be talking about is a repair stand. These are a little bit pricey. They come in around $200. You can get cheaper ones, not from Park Tool, for probably around $100 to $150. But Park Tool, I would say, is probably the best bang for your buck.
Yeah.
These are awesome because it allows your mountain biker to wrench in their own bike, get familiar with maybe some of the other tools you've given them, like their multi-tool or their chain lube, and it really just adds to the feeling of getting to know your own bike.
Absolutely. Moving on from the repair stand, we have a brake kit, which you gotta know mountain bikes and really know how to use that and know what it is. So if they're a beginner, definitely not for this one. But it gives you the ability to bleed and service your own brakes, which is really important because brakes are hugely important for stopping, as I'm sure you know.
Nobody likes a spongy brake.
No one likes a spongy brake, so it's great to have. It is very pricey, $155. But again, you're paying for the brand. It's a nice brand. They make great kits, and Part Tool is also really nice because they have videos on how you can use all of their stuff, which is awesome. I've certainly had to use them many times, but I love Part Tool.
Next up from Part Tool, this is the last item in the Part Tool set, is going to be a wheel tuning set. This is really only for the really experienced mountain biker who likes to build a lot of their inventory in their shop and do a lot of wrenching on their own bike. This makes sure that your wheels are true. So I'm sure we have a wobbly wheel that we can show you. We'll put a video up on the screen. But obviously when your wheel wobbles like that, you don't want that to happen. These wheel tuning sets can help you pinpoint exactly where the wobble is and then tighten them using spoke wrenches. These come in at around $400, which is pretty expensive, but for somebody who's really into working on their own bike, it could be worth it.
Absolutely. And like Tyler said, this is very pricey, and only get this if they're a very experienced mechanic, just because it's a very niche item that you're only going to be used for this very specific truing moment. But it is great if you do that a lot and you do work on bikes often. Absolutely. And the next one would be moving off of Part Tool, which would be a bike hand repair kit, which Tyler actually has, which is around $30, and it's awesome just because it has quality tools for a low price, and it has quite a few of them. Tyler, go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, it has a chain whip for taking off your cassette. It has Allen wrenches. It has chain link removers, so you can punch out the links in your chain. It has tubeless or tube patch kit in it, along with tons of other tools that I can't even begin to talk. Comes with a couple torch wrenches, lots and lots of things, and that's an awesome thing for just $30 that helps you either get into working on your own bike or continue to work on your own bike.
And this could certainly be in the beginner's category, as it is not too expensive, but still has quality tools.
Right, and that's why we put it in the official tools category, because it's honestly nice enough for even more experienced mountain biker to work on their bike with.
Yeah. And then our next item would be the Crank Brothers multi-tool. Here you go. Really nice multi-tool. It has loads of features. It's nicer than the Amazon one that we had previously mentioned in the Amazon multi-tool, in the beginner category, just because it has a lot more tools on it aside from just Allen keys and stuff like that. It has the bacon strips in there for repairing tires and stuff like that. It's nice. They are around $30 to $40. There are nicer ones. There are less nice ones, as we mentioned. But I love it. It's served me very well, and it's very useful. I always have it either in my pocket or in my bag whenever I'm on a ride.
Next thing, also coming in at a higher price tag of around $60, it's a Muck Off cleaning kit. Muck Off's a super awesome brand in the mountain bike community, although it does have sort of a higher price tag, so something not Muck Off, like a cleaning kit, would also be totally okay. This includes bike spray, chain protectant, frame protectant, all kinds of things like that for a reasonably low price, and it definitely helps your mountain biker get their bike looking super clean to up their trail steez.
Absolutely. And then the last thing we have on the tools list will be a torque wrench, which has served to be very, very useful in our journey as mountain bikers. It's basically a wrench that has interchangeable... what do you call those things? Bits, yeah, interchangeable bits. So you can work on all the different nuts and bolts on your bike, which is awesome. And you get bike-specific torque wrenches like the one that Tyler just showed you, and that will have all of the bits for your actual bike. And you can also set the Newton meterage, which is Newton meters are how bikes use... That's just like the system that bikes use, Newton meters. And Newton meterage might not be a word, but I made it up, so it's a word now. But torque wrenches are awesome, and we use them all the time just to get rid of creaks and different noises going on with the bike, make sure that everything's all tightened up. Oh, sorry. They also come in from $30 to $60.
So now we have some essentials for your mountain biker. Starting off with something a little bit different and a little bit foreign to even us, is called the Loan Pass. We'll put up a quick video of their website and sort of what it's all about, so you can pause this video right now and read that. But it comes in around $220, and it's a pass to 40 plus mountains in the U.S., including all of North America, as well as some bits of Canada, which is, I realize now, also North America. Which comes in at around $220 and gets you passes to 40 plus different mountains in all of America, as well as some mountains in Canada, and even some mountains in some other countries, which is super awesome. And for a super low price tag of $220, this pass allows you to go to your favorite mountains that accept this loan pass up to 2 times, with the third trip being 50% off. So it's a super awesome deal, and we've never heard of it before we did some research for making this video. I came up across it on Instagram, but it seems like a super cool thing, and we're definitely going to be looking into that a bit more next season.
Absolutely. The next thing on the essentials list is going to be the Mountain Flyer subscription, which is about $44 a month. And I've had the Mountain Flyer subscription, as is Tyler, and it's just a magazine, if anyone reads those anymore, but it's pretty neat. It gives you tons of great info and great pictures just of mountain biking and what's going on in the mountain bike scene. But it's awesome. It's really fun to read. It's cool to look at the pictures. I liked it for the pictures at least, but
I've probably hit my head a few too many times to enjoy reading words.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
I think I like looking at the pictures a little bit better.
But it's a great magazine, and it's lots of fun for your mountain biker, absolutely.
Next up on the essentials list, something that is going to be super easy. You don't have to know. It's not super niche. It's super easy to just gift for any mountain biker. Is going to be grips, specifically the DD Super Cush. I've run them before. Keegan has them on his bike currently.
Yeah, love them.
They're awesome grips, and they're pretty affordable, coming in at around $30. Again, with the colors, if you can match them to valve stems, sticky fingers, anything of that nature, then your mountain biker's going to be pretty happy with having everything color coordinated. And
again, sticking with the theme of colors, we're going to go with pedals. Pedals are another great way to combine colors and make sure everything's all up to code. So Tyler's holding up a pedal right now, and if your mountain biker has pedals that look anything like this, you're definitely going to want to get them a new pedal. This might look like a good pedal, but this is not a good pedal. This is what you'll find on your average Walmart bike or your beginner bike. Just because, again, as we talked about with the shoes, they'll just slide right off of it. There's no grip at all. So it's pretty dangerous, especially if they're getting more into downhill or anything of that nature. So just do them a favor, pick them up. So we recommend Crank Brothers stamps at $60, Race Face Chesters at $40, and Deity pedals at $55. We'll toss up pictures of all of them. They're all great, and as you notice in the pictures, they all have metal pins, which is hugely important, and that's what actually sticks into the sole of your shoe, which is why we recommend the hard shoes, because it'll stick right in there and then keeps you right stuck on your pedals and you're nice and gripped in there. But really important for pedals, and also a great way to match color.
So another great gift for a mountain biker is tires. These come in all different varieties in terms of downhill casing, thickness, size, 29-inch, 27.5-inch. So you're definitely going to want to do a little bit of research when it comes to this. They vary between, I would say, around $40 to $80, anywhere in that range. But they're a super awesome way to up your trail grip and your trail performance.
Absolutely. Moving on from the category of essentials, we're going to go to our random category. There's only a couple in this category, but it's fun to have. First, we'll start with Riders Republic, which is a video game. As we're cooped up in the house this cold and snowy winter in New England, it's fun to play video games. Gets dark early, so Riders Republic is a great option. It has great mountain biking features, and also it does have some skiing and snowboarding, which is really fun as well. So we recommend that one, and it comes in about $40. But yeah, Riders Republic, great game.
Yeah, it's awesome. Next up on our random list, something a little bit more niche.
Yeah.
That maybe only is going to appeal to a few mountain bikers out there, but I definitely wouldn't complain if I got this.
Not at all.
Is bike paperweights. You can get some awesome themed bike paperweights. We'll toss them up on the screen so you're not super confused as to what we're talking about. But some nice themed bike paperweights. And these can be used around the house, out in the workshop, for lots and lots of things, and they definitely just sort of up your mountain biking style and the theme of your workshop.
Absolutely. And the next thing on our list is a pair of riding glasses. great to have, especially for trail riders, cross-country riders. I really like these ones just because the lens darkens when it hits the sun, which is just really cool because then when you're in a darker woods, you're not going to have like a ton of tint, which is really nice and I like quite a bit. And I just got them off Amazon. I don't know the brand. It's probably not a big one.
We'll definitely try to drop a link down in the description for most of these products, if not all of them.
Yeah.
I wear Heat Waves, which is a pretty well-known brand. I like them. I would definitely say they have really strong tint. So if you're going to buy those, since they're a little bit more expensive, they're around $80 to $90. I would go with the clear ones for your mountain biker because that's probably going to be your best bet.
Absolutely. And Oakley, Smith, any of your big brands make these nice ones, and they're awesome. But I would recommend you get something that looks kind of like this, that has that thicker, wider lens, just because it also not only is great just because it keeps the sun out of your eyes, but more importantly, it keeps dirt, rocks, and bugs out of your eyes as you're flying down the trail going 1,000,000 miles an hour. It's really great, and a lot of them have the side parts, as Tyler's showing you now, just to kind of like keep any extra wind out of your face to keep you from tearing up and improves your vision. So riding glasses are great, and they come anywhere from $20 to $300. So it's really your choice on how much you want to spend on it.
The number one gift, besides helmet, because that's safety, for your mountain biker this winter.
It's tied, by the way.
Can we get a drum roll?
Yep.
One Life Adventure Co's awesome merch. I know we hype it up a lot because obviously we're sponsored by them. But
it's actually nice.
The hype is real.
It is real.
We got couple of these sent to us. We have some awesome crew necks like this. They're pretty thick, and they look pretty sweet for some winter lounging.
Very comfortable.
I have this quarter zip fleece on. These are pretty sick. Got an awesome threaded design in the back.
Oh, yep. Beautiful.
These
As
come
you
in
mentioned.
at a huge range of prices, and there's also a winter drop happening. When this video's out, it'll probably already have happened, so you definitely have to go over and check it out to get a lot of new awesome gear.
And as we mentioned, they make tons of extreme sports gear, which is awesome for any athlete, really, but mountain bikers especially, because they do have the mountain bike line, which is great. And yeah, stay tuned for their drops. Check out their website. They're an awesome company. We love One Life for sure. But also tied for the number one best gift will be the Loan Pass. As we mentioned, the Loan Pass offers a special experience, just similar to no other. Like, it grants full access to the mountain bike parks in North America and Canada. But it does only give you 2 trips per park, which may seem like, 2 trips, that's not that many. But for how often you're actually going to go out, it's really great. Like, we only find the time to do maybe 2 or 3 trips a year because we're in school, and obviously you guys have work or school, so it's tough to get out.
In which each one of those trips having a day pass that costs around $60 to $80, depending on what mountain you go to. Having a pass like this to get into without having to have your mountain biker think about the price that they're putting out on the table is awesome. And for only $220, the amount of bike trips for your dollar is
absolutely
increased incredibly.
And I'm sure many of you know the Epic Pass, which is for skiing. It's just similar to that, where it just gives you the ability to go really anywhere you want and just kind of try out a bunch of new parks and just have a lot of fun. Because it's no fun having just one season's pass, hitting the same 10 trails or 20 trails all year. So if your mountain biker is serious about downhill, enduro, or is kind of looking to get into, which is like they have some skill, they're looking to get into downhill or enduro, it's a perfect gift for them. It's $220, but it's unbelievably worth it.
All right. So thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely use this guide and use all the links down in the description for any last-minute gift buying that you need to do for your mountain biker.
Absolutely.
Or any additional gifts, stocking stuffers. I know a lot of people do those kind of things last minute.
Sure.
Thanks again for watching. We really appreciate you guys clicking on this video.
Yeah.
Huge thanks to One Life Adventure Co. for sponsoring this video. Have a Merry Christmas, and that'll be Trail to Be.
Out. See you guys.
See ya.
Happy holidays.